What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here. I'm joined by Coach David. He's our head strategist inside of egelloC College Admissions. Our goal is to help families with the college admissions process. And if you're watching this live, we are going live on August 1st, 2025. Early today, the UC application reset for the new class. So if you're a class of 2026, this is going to be your step-by-step walkthrough of the entire UC application itself. So we're going to go through the app with you guys live, tell you guys how to fill it out so you guys can kind of follow along with this kind of training video and kind of point out the differences. So if you're a returning parent, you had a child from an earlier grade, we'll kind of point out difference. We are doing this live. So we just literally opened a new account. For those who just joined me, we just created a new account as well. One of the new things I just noticed, they actually send you an email verification to your email to make sure it's you. That's one of the new perks for this upcoming year. But we'll walk through it, kind of share thoughts. We are going live as well too for a group of folks. So we have like 140 folks here on Zoom. So if you are here live, you'll see our team, me and Coach David answering questions in the chat. But everyone watching this from the future, we're gonna walk through the entire UC app with you guys here. Okay. So to go to the UC app, you guys go to apply.universityofcalifornia.edu, and you can kind of either create an account if you don't have an account yet or log in if you already have an account from the past. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is they're going to ask you, when do you hope to start at the UCs? For a majority of folks, you are going to be doing fall quarter semester 2026. If you're a rising senior or like a transfer student applying to transfer, you're going to be doing the fall semester quarter 2026. Next thing, this is also big as well too. If you are a high school student, you're going to be a first year student, right? So even if you have college units, if your child did dual enrollment, had a bunch, even 60 units, you're still a first year because you haven't graduated from high school yet. Transfer students means you graduate from high school, took a class, then you go as well too, right? So that's what transfer is. And if you're other, you probably know you're other, right? So usually for a lot of us, we are first years. We gotta click that, continue. And then it's gonna have this to start your app. If you want to email, this is the same as last year. So if you want to email, the personal insight question, the essay questions, you can click that, it'll email to you, but we'll go ahead and click start application over here. So at a high level, this looks very similar to last year's app. No big changes on the right side here. So again, it's going to ask you for personal information. I'll just kind of skim through this really quick. All right. You have a live name. Live name is like a different name. So if you click yes, it'll ask you to fill it in as well too. Different legal name. If you yes, it'll ask you as well too. Where were you born? I was born April 23rd. I think is the seniors now 2022. I think 2022 was the birth year for you guys. Where were you born? I was actually born in Fountain Valley. That's there. Have you attended public school? So if you say yes here, by the way, it's going to ask you for your SSID. So for those of you in California public schools, on your transcript, there's a section you'll see an SSID number. If you plug it in here, it'll pull your academics and kind of pre-fill in the later section for you, right? If you go to a private school, you go to a charter school, you go to a non-California school, just say no. And then we'll just manually import it. I'll say no. Oops. I'll say no as well too, to manually import it in afterwards. Okay. What's your home address? You guys fill it in as well too. Let me use um, our office. If anyone wants to send us some fan mail, feel free to send to the office. Here is a mail. Yes, as well too. What's your phone number? There, you want to book if you guys want to book a free call with our team, this is a number to book a free call with our team for anyone new. As well, cell phone, it says text message, yes or no. Alternate number, you can always say yes, add like mom or dad's number to his number here as well too. But I'm gonna say no. Can we share your school? Again, they're just gonna send you information to the other schools to send you marketing things as well. So you can, doesn't hurt you to say here. Okay. Next one was country of citizenship. Again, fill this in correctly to what you guys are. Do you have a social? Yes, they'll ask you for it. You can clear it as well too. No, yes or no here. And then are you enrolled member? Again, yes or no. California resident. So keep in mind that UC is going to have two sections to ask you for residency. This one is for academic purposes, meaning there's a minimum UC GPA of a 3.0 for California residents, 3.4 for non-California residents. So usually answer the question, would you say yes? And then will you three or more? Yes. Or if you say no, the question will kind of ask you a few questions, right? So for me, yes, yes. Save it, continue. Demographics. This is the big one. A lot of people think, hey, this is gonna, I don't want to share, blah, blah, blah. This does not affect admissions in any way at all. The UCs fall under Proposition 209 back in 1996, cannot use race, gender, ethnicity for any purpose of the admissions process. So this is the same way. This is when you look up the school's data and they have like the pie charts for you. This is what this data pulls from. So keeping that in mind. So you guys can kind of fill us out as well too. There I am Vietnamese. Right, so fill all this out, everything and fill it out to help you the data purposes there. What language do you speak first? Again, what language do you speak first? For me, I spoke English, not language. For me, it was Vietnamese. Or do any of these apply to you, right? Married, children, foster care, company of homeless, I think they added this homeless one. I think that's the new one that they added this year. If not, none of the apply. And then dependent, yes, no, here, right? Continue. Do you live by yourself? Yes or no? If no, they're gonna ask you who lives with you, right? So parents, right? What lives with me? Total income. This is to qualify for the fee waiver. This is not for financial aid purposes, right? You do a different form called FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. For that, this is just to see if you qualify for the fee waivers, right? So it depending, put the income, put the number of people. I'm gonna put a number that I know will trigger the fee waiver. Again, please don't lie on this one. Make it accurate. If they catch you, they'll charge you. They'll back charge you. But if I know for a fact, if I say I make 30,000 for a family of eight, it will force that. It'll give me the fee waiver automatically. Again, this is last year's information. Okay. Save and continue. What's the parent highest education level? Again, you share that as well too. Let's say my parents some college. Share that. This last one is for legal residents. So this one is tuition purposes, right? So if you are a California resident here, you're going to pay California in-state tuition. If you are a California non-resident, you're going to be doing the non-resident tuition, actually like $20,000 per year as well too, right? So you can answer the question here. Yes, yes, and answer correctly. Don't just click yes, right? Is it? And continue. So cool. So that's pretty much it here. And then at the end of each section, it's going to have a review page. You can review your information to make sure everything is done correctly. Okay. So next part, campuses and majors, right? So it's going to ask you to sign. I'll read this first. Will you acknowledge the values? Click and click save and continue. Again, when you want to start, again, a lot of us are going to be first years. Those who went to community college, took classes and transferring, you'll be transfer student. But a lot of us will be first year, so I'm keeping that. Here's a section, right? So you see how earlier I said my family made 30,000, family of eight. I for sure qualified for the fee waiver, so it's automatic. I don't have to do anything, right? So automatic here. If your income does not qualify, so let's say you make 1 million, family of two, right? So for sure, that's the other extreme. Then each school you're applying to will add $80, $80. So you apply to all nine, 720, right? Is kind of how the math looks like over here. But if you do qualify for a fee waiver, the first four will be included. So if I say Berkeley, I'll add Berkeley, but no, nothing for free. It'll be free here for UCLA, Irvine, San Diego. So it's zero. But if I add like a fourth school, like a Davis, for example, right? It's gonna say $80 right here. So that's kind of the thing. You pay at the very, very end. Okay. So that's that. Let me add let's add all the schools. Why not? Right? Add all the schools here. So save and continue. All right. Next page is the majors. So when it comes to majors, each school will let you pick a main major and an alternate major as well too. You say this is new. You say stop offering an alternate major because realistically, all the UCs don't make it to alternate majors either. But that's kind of they offer like in case there's room after all the first rounds are done, they'll open up the alternates. But again, most schools don't do it. But go into here, you click choose, and then you can see you can sort it by college or by category of what major you're gonna do, and you can find oh I'll be let me apply as mechanical, right? As well too. And then here you can select your alternate. Let me do environmental and alternate. So when you click save, it'll put both those majors over here. Right? Do the same thing for all different other schools. And you're good here, okay? Something to keep in mind, those applying to UC San Diego, right? They will ask you to rank your schools. This is different. They ask you to rank your top four. Last year, they just had you rank all kind of six of them as well too, right? So this one's a little different. Actually, I think they still No, it's a little different. They rank it by top four. Usually they have you kind of put all of them in order from like number one to number X. Realistically, they never make it past two or three. I've seen. So again, you pick whatever schools. I again don't use this. I'm just making it up. So let's say one, two, three, and four. Right? Save and continue. And then again, if you see that if it's not completed, it's gonna warn you. Every page that you have done is gonna warn you as well too. And then you can say skip for now, right? So I'm gonna skip for now as well too. And same thing at the end of the review, you can see kind of where all the apps are at. Okay. After that, moving on. Next section is the academics. So when it comes to the academic section over here, first thing you continue, you're going to add any classes in seventh or eighth grade. So if you took like a math or like a language class, so you can add it. You don't need to show proof of it, by the way. So let's say you took like a algebra one class uh, the whole year, and that's that. And you took a Spanish one, like a Spanish, right? Spoke Spanish for the whole year. It was a year one class, language was Spanish as well. So you add that here, okay? The reason why they let you do this, by the way, so behind the scenes, is that these two subjects use something called validation. So in theory, if you didn't do algebra one, but you pass algebra two, which you need to do anyways, that will validate algebra one. Same thing with Spanish. You need a second year. So if you took Spanish two, it will validate this too. So that's kind of why they don't need proof of it, because even if you didn't do it, they can still find out that your class that you took will validate the previous class as well too. If you did international school, you share that as well. Okay. And then you're going to add your high school. So keep in mind, every high school you attended, you're going to add here. Even if you did like a UC Scout, a BYU, these online high schools, they're all high schools. You keep adding all those high schools here. If you guys transfer to schools, you add your last school and your new school. So you add every school here, right? So I'm going to add a school. For those who are here in Zoom with me, you can help me out. What's the name of your high school if you're in California? So we can do like a live example as well too. So if you're in California, you go to a California high school. If you can drop your high school's name in the chat for me, and I can go ahead and use that. I see Mission. All right, so I'm going to look for Mission, right? And then I'm assuming it's Mission High in Mission. That's a lot of missions. No missions. Let's use Foothill. Foothill, probably less schools there. Oh no, still a lot of foothills. Which ones? Which one is there? Let's say Foothill and San Jose. I'm gonna use that as well too. Okay, so as that again, pick the right one. Use the class code to check because if your school has different ones, they have different class codes. So make sure your school is good there. And then once you're good, again, this one says they can do again, they can grab your SSID to do it. I'm going to skip it because I don't have my SSID because I'm a made up student. But if you have it, you put it, they will pull it in for you automatically. Okay. So next one, you're going to ask, do these apply to you? Because some schools do, some schools don't, right? When did you start? Let's say you started in ninth grade, which is what, 2020, is it 2023, 2022? Is it 2023? And you're going to finish in May 2026, right? So ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade as well. And then this is 26, 25, 26, 24, 25, 23, 24, 2022. There you go. Oops, messed up again. Ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, right? So 25, 26, 24, 25, 23, 24, 22, 23. All right. So these are, I'm assuming these are what the current seniors are having, right? And then if you took a summer after this grade, you can share it here as well. So let's say I took it after ninth grade, I took it after 11th. So you check these two boxes. What's your school's grading system? A, B, C, D, F, or 0 to 100, or 1 to 7? Most people are A, B, C, D, F. Then what school, how many grades you have? So if you look at your transcripts, for one of your classes, how many grades did you get as well too, right? So if you get 2 official grades, that's a semester system. Trimester, you get 3 grades. 1 year, that's rare, but some schools do that. And some of you guys have quarter where you have like a lot of grades as well too. So pick the one that makes the most sense. If you don't know, by the way, ask your high school counselor. They can help you guys too. And is this where you're going to graduate from? Because some schools, again, if you add UC Scout, that's not where you're going to graduate from. Or you pick your first high school, right? If you're going to stay here all 4 years, then probably the answer is yes, right? What you're going to get a high school diploma or whatever you're going to get, right, from that. Oops, high school diploma. And when you get it, I'm gonna get it in May 2026 as well too. Yeah, that right. So then save, continue. And then you add your school. Again, if you went to a UC Scout, right? Let's say you did Scout. So let me go add here. It's called Scout, right? Here at Scout from University. Add that when, let's say I took it this past summer, right? So I took it from June 2025 to August. I took one summer. So it's August 2025 as well too. I only did it in 12th grade, which is going to be that this year as well too, right? ABCDF. It's a semester. No, right? So that now I have the UC Scout and I have my regular school as well too. Okay. So now once you added all your schools, you finish adding, then it's gonna go through year school by school, right? It's gonna ask you ninth grade, what did I take? So at Foothill, I'm gonna click enter and you pick what class you took. Oh, I took algebra 2A and B. My first semester I got an A, second semester I got a B. I took English one, right? Got an A. Took geography. Let's say geography is if it's a one semester class. So let's say I took geography fall semester. Then you got the grade. Second semester, if it doesn't exist, you write no. Okay, that's how you write only one semester classes. And then let's say I did. Let's say a guitar was a one semester class in the spring. Then spring I got an A. Fall I got a no. So that's how you add one semester classes. Keep in mind these are only A through G courses. So for example, if you took PE, PE does not show up here. If you take a lot of health classes, it's a California requirement, but it's not a UC A through G requirement. So keeping that in mind over here too. Okay. So once you're done, click save. And what I say I took summer classes as well too, and click enter. And then and at the class I took I took math. I accelerated math more, right? So I took like I don't know, the geometry, for example, right? I got an A, both summer ones as well too. Save. Right. So you're gonna save each section here. Same thing. Once you're done, next section, 10th grade. Let's say you want to come back to it. Just skip ahead, right? Skip ahead to 11, skip ahead, 12 as well too. 12 is where it gets a little more fun. So in 12th grade, right? You don't have your grades yet. So for 12th grade itself, you don't know. So let's say, for example, in math, you're taking math analysis, right? Then in the fall semester, right, it's going to be IP. So what you're taking in the fall, so between September and December, is IP in progress because when you submit this, you'll be submitting it in between October and November. So IP. PL is planned. So if you're going to take it again in the springtime, it's going to be a planned class. Okay. Let's say English, you're taking English 4, right, as well too at your school. Then in the fall, it's going to be IP. Spring is planned. Let's say you take 12th grade, you take American government, right? But it's only one semester. So fall is IP. Spring is no, because I'm only taking the fall semester, not the spring semester, right? Let's say elective, I'm taking economics, right? Only in the spring, not in the fall. I'm going to do no for fall, PL for spring. So that's gonna be how you add your senior year classes as well too. Okay, and then make sure you save. And that's the 12, and then you can add all the rest of the things there. Okay. For those of you who did dual enrollment, right? So we teach a lot about dual enrollment and taking students, and a lot of people say, "Oh, but my counselor says no, blah 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 blah," to my transcript. I don't need your counselor to say yes. I'm gonna do it because we can share on the college process. So here in the chat right now, if you guys can let me know a name of a community college you guys took in high school, community college in California too, just to keep it in here. Add college in California. What's the IVC? Irvine Valley College, right? It's a lot of Irvines. Irvine Valley College right here, right? Select that. And same thing's going to ask you, when did you take your school? Same process, right? If you took it all years, you put at the years. Let's say I only took it for this past semester. So January 2025 to May, right? 2025 as well. So I took it last semester. What are they? Quarter, semester? Let's say they're a semester. What grade was this? This was 11th grade, right? Uh, 2025, or this was a spring class. This class was a spring class itself, right? A, B, C, D, F, save. So now it shows I took class again. If you went to multiple community college, you'd add another community college, okay? Then you add that's it, right? Then what college class you take? You click enter here, and you get to add the classes. All the classes are here. You get to add. Let's say you took, let me say, sociology. You took sociology one, right, at the school, and you got an A, right? What subject you pick? Whatever subject it falls under, the closest to there as well too. Let's say you took, what's the other class you took? Let's say you took history. You took a history, American history. Yes, so you got a B, and again, pick the best classes. So this class is a U.S. history class, for example, too, right? So you can add that into this section over here. Okay, that's that, and then save, and then oops, I didn't finish. That's why it said so, right? But skip the page for now, and then additional information. Again, it only asked me this because I'm missing classes, right? So and you shouldn't have any missing classes. This last section is additional comments. So if there's anything else that you need to share on your application itself, you share it here. So let's say you have you have AAAAF, something happened there. You should talk about it. Again, don't be scared to address it. The reader wants to know what happened is the key. So right here, blah, blah, blah. Don't write blah, blah, blah. Write the actual thing, right? It's 550 characters as well too, right? So it's thing here, tip, use phrases. The tip here is use phrases in this section specifically. Okay, so that's that. And you click save, and then again, I didn't fill it out, so it's going to be an issue. And review, you get to go through every single thing you wrote, make sure it is correct. This is a pretty easy one. Just grab your transcripts and just copy it over, right? Don't think too hard in the section. Just take your transcripts, download it, print it out, and just cross and go back and forth the whole entire way. So this section should be done. We do recommend having your counselors double check this section to make sure it's done correctly. Because again, if you submit it and then the reader's like, got it, makes sense, but you wrote it wrong, and when you submit your official transcripts in June, it doesn't match up, that's on you. It's not on the school. So keep that in mind. So definitely have your counselor vet this section specifically. Okay. Next one, test scores. There's no SAT. UCs are test blind, so they'll ask you for AP scores, IB scores as well too. So if you did take an AP test, you click and say yes. Add what exam. So if you completed it, let's say you took it last May 2025. You took the English Lang, right? You took AP English Lang. You got your score. You got a 4, right? And you share that. And then say you take one in the next year, then you add exam. Planned will be next year, and you plan to take English Lit, right, for senior year, May of 2026 as well too, right? So now you have a taken and a planned as well. So that's gonna be how you add that. Very similar. If you guys did IB, if you're in IB classes, you write this as well too. Again, if you're gonna get the IB diploma, you check this as well too. If you're gonna get the IB diploma for your school, for your class here, right? Next one, if you guys need the English language proficiency, and you will know if you need it. Usually it's international students who need this as well too. You submit it. Do not use this as a section to sneak in your ACT or ST scores. If you're not an international students, do not do that. Is that thing, right? So that's that thing here. Next one, international exams. If you do like the GCSE or anything else, you can share it as well here, right? And once you're done, review shows you everything you did. You click continue to next section. Next area is awards, right? So when you come to add, you can add awards. You have 20 awards to add into. So when it comes to here, you'll see that you have which award, right? Awards, or sorry, 20 activities with 6 categories. So awards, educational prep, extracurriculars, other, volunteer, work experience. This is self-selected. You pick whatever you feel your activity falls under. If you pick awards, looks like everything's still the same here. So it's gonna ask you, same information, name of the award, what level did you get to in that award? Was it academic, non-academic? When did you get it? If you got it multiple years, you can select multiple years. How'd you get the award? What'd you do, right? Or like, what's the eligibility and how'd you get the awards, right? Save there. Next one, if you do educational prep programs, right? You can select from the list, or if you felt like this is something that you feel is not there, you can add the program name as well too. Describe the program, 350 characters. What years did you do it? hours per week, weeks per year. Okay. Next one is going to be extracurricular activities. Same thing. This is part of the catch-all section for everything. So name, what you do, what years, how many hours a week. Next one, other coursework. What classes do you take? Non-A through G courses, right? So A through G, you're already going to add. College, you're already going to add. So non those classes. Describe the class. When did you take it? What time? Next one is volunteering. What's the name of the organization? Describe the organization. What'd you do? When did you volunteer? Hours. And last one is going to be work experience. If you guys did internships, typically internships will also fall under this section as well too. Where did you work? Describe the company, your title, responsibilities. When do you work? Do you still work here? Yes or no? And then if you do this section, they're going to ask you, how did you spend your money? Right? Again, don't lie. Don't try to make it sound fancy. Just share what you did. Again, RIA's not gonna like use it in any way. Like, oh my God, you donated to charity. They're not looking for it. We're just curious is all. So that's that here. Okay, so that's the activities. Pro tip, try to fill up as much of the slots as you can. If you don't tell me you're doing things, I assume you watch Netflix. So if a student doesn't fill up their hours, I'm like, oh, there was like a bunch of hours missing this year. Did you just watch Netflix the whole year? Which again, silly comment because you probably did something. So definitely share that in here as well. Okay. Sending review. Once you review, you can check all the awards that you did here. And next one, scholarship support programs. This is not scholarship money or anything. This is just like opportunities, right? So these are just a bunch of check boxes you can go through, your interests and stuff. And then the UC is going to take this, send it to those people to send you back more information. That's pretty much what it is. Right? So if you're interested in pre-med, select that. Special education, special like that. Career plans, ecology, select that. So whatever it is, they're going to give it to that person who's their partner and give it back to you and reach out to you here. Okay. Save and continue. Support programs. If you qualify for EOP or youth foster programs, or you can read into it, click it, and it'll read into it. And if you don't, you click it, they'll ask you some questions if that's something that fits you as well too. Okay, so that's that. Save and continue. And review. Last section, the big one, personal insight. This is the UC essays as well too, right? So you can kind of see some tips over here. Next one, you get to pick 4 questions, right? Everything the same, nothing changes. Yeah, no changes here. 4 questions, right? And then so you say you answer number 1, click answer. You have 550 words. Again, we do not recommend writing it in here. We recommend writing it on like a Google Doc and pasting it into your after you're done, right? Save and continue. Answer number 3, whatever the ones for you, right? Answer. Let's say you do number 4, and then say you do number 6, right? Do you finish all that? So basically, once you're done with all this, you click continue. Last section is additional comments. So anything that you didn't share yet on your application, you can share here, right? Or you can share here on the application itself. And then again, the readers will read through this and they will add this to your application in the review process as well too. So if you have more than 20 activities, you can share it here. If you want to explain something, share here. Things that need more context, you can share it here. Don't use this though as a additional 5th PIQ. Don't do that, right? Don't sneak your ST scores in here either. But this is the extra information. Oh, like, oh, by the way, this also share that in this section. Okay. Once you have that, click save. Review and the master review. And again, if not done correctly, all of them should have check boxes because they're all done correctly. And then I can't submit now because submission is October 1st to November 30th. So you can't, even if you finish tonight, you can't finish, you can't submit to October 1st. So again, no rush at all. Take your time. You have at least 2 months at the earliest to submit this as well too. And then you'll see that on October 1st, you can submit. The next page, give you a preview, will ask you, will make sure you have all your A through G requirements completed. Then next page is if you need to pay, you pay for the apps. And at the very, very end, you click submit and you're good to go, right? Keep in mind, there is no undo button. There's no undo. There's no go back and fix. So once everything is done, double check it, triple check it. And once you're good, click submit. And last tip for you guys, do not wait until November 30th to submit. Just again, make sure it's good first and submit a little earlier than that. Okay. And that's pretty much the review of the entire UC application. Okay.